Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome along to this evening's Dust Up. That is Mr. Paul Drew spinning round not once, not twice, but three times. We know it as the Studio Rats Live Q&A, number 113. My name's James Ivey.
I'm Paul Drew.
And you are all very welcome. It's so good to see so many people getting in early doors, getting questions in early. I'm going to post the links to the show. So if anybody wants to come in and chat with us live in the show, you are more than welcome. Just try and be somewhere quiet on your phone or iPad or whatever. Follow the link and it will get you going. Mr. Drew, what have you been up to?
What have I been doing? I went away at the week. No, I went away on Friday.
At Her Majesty's pleasure?
No, well, you could say that. Went to Centre Parks, which is pretty much the same thing.
Yep.
Being locked up and not being able to get out anywhere, and just being bent over every time you want to buy something.
Yep.
Did that the weekend. I've been doing some videos. I did a video yesterday. Did I do a video yesterday?
You put the Rabea video out.
Oh, yeah. I did that video.
I like that.
That's really interesting. I thought it's a really interesting plugin, really different, not what you'd expect. But does all that. It's got this sound about it, which I really like, but it doesn't necessarily sound like a natural amp effects combination sort of thing. There's something synthetic about the whole thing, and I'm guessing it's meant to be like that.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. I mean, so even the sort of distorted guitar sounds, and I thought, oh, the synth must be on this. There must be the synth on it. Mm-hmm. And the synth was off, but it was still creating this sort of, I can't explain it. It's like, it's really good. It's really interesting and sort of shows you where things are going and where things can go. And, even to the point where, there's obviously the need for things like, the Joe Bonamassa sort of classic guitar sound, that sort of stuff, but it just shows you more and more you're hearing music which is different, and guitar sounds that are very different.
Yeah.
And it's getting interesting. Some of them I can't, not saying that plugin, but some of these sort of guitar tones and stuff that you're hearing, I can't stand. But some of them are really interesting. But anyway, I did that, and I did an Axe Effects video today.
Cool.
Getting released tomorrow. Because honestly, I've not put that thing down. I cannot turn it off. Every time I want to play, that goes on. The guitar that I pick up all the time now is that Pete Thorne. Everything changed. And I thought the Pete Thorne, I'd have that for like a couple of weeks and then just move it on. But that thing is just ridiculously good. And with the Axe Effects, I just turn that on and I'm inspired every time I play, as opposed to, like sometimes when you switch on an amp.
Yep.
And you go, that sounds different to yesterday. Why does that sound different to yesterday? It could be current. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Mainly current, unless you've actually got like a physical sort of current regulator going, in your studio. Yep. 6 days out of 7, it'll sound fantastic. And then one day you go, what's going on with this? You switch the Axe Effects on, it just sounds great. And it's proper inspiring. I absolutely love it. And I think that's probably my favorite buy of many years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what about yourself?
I have been trying to get a lot of content done for various companies, such as Antelope Audio. We did the video for them we put out last week about reacting with real effects, which seems to have gone down all right.
How did that do? Do we know about numbers with that?
1,300 or so. That's not bad for a week.
Not great. I see. It's listing as the slowest 1 out of 10, but that's all right. It's a niche thing.
It's quite niche and quite nerdy, but it's I would call that video a one to get you thinking, rather than one you can just go, oh, I'll do that. It's one you can you can apply some of the ideas. So I'm trying to get everything done before I go on my jolly days on Sunday for 2 weeks.
Nice.
Studio update. Anybody want one of those?
Nah. Yeah, go on then.
Right.
Yeah, I'm interested. It's getting to the point where I'm interested now.
So I'll show you a video.
As long as you're not talking about the amount of wood or something.
Right. So
Oh, hold on. That looks great, doesn't it? Oh, the door's in.
Yeah, the doors are in.
Oh, look at this.
Go in. There's the
Great.
roof.
Look at that.
The roof deck is all on. Hang on, let me get it up a bit so you can see.
Which way does it run down to the back of your property?
It runs down to the back, yeah.
Right.
No,
That's a good size room, isn't it? That's good.
It's a big space.
Great.
They're just putting the soffits and fascias on today.
Yeah.
So you watertight and stuff.
Nice.
And then the roof membrane, the actual watertight bit, on by the weekend, on by Friday afternoon.
What are you having on the roof? Not this is. I can't believe I'm even asking this. This is not anything.
It's 1.5 mil rubber.
Yeah. But what goes on top of the rubber? Do you have like tiles or something?
Nope, that's it.
You have rubber on your roof, like a rubber roof.
It's a rubberized roof. The company is called Rubber for Roofs, and all it does, basically, you put the deck down, your whatever your boards are.
Yeah.
You put the adhesive on, you roll out that, and it's done. And it's because it's rubberized, it is guaranteed for 25 years.
Okay, right. And a man that cares about aesthetics,
yeah,
as I do,
yeah,
isn't that going to look horrible, like a big black horrible rubbery roof? Rubber roof.
It's just it's a grey roof, right. And it looks good. Looks fine.
Okay, great. Okay,
yeah, it looks pretty good.
Nice. Put some tiles up there, man. Make it look nice.
No, because they don't last as long.
Fair enough.
Nothing like. So yeah, that's it's a fairly quick process, which is good. So we've got both doors on. The cupboard door is on. Just starting to prep now a little bit for when I get back. There's a lot of cleaning to do before we do the next bit, because obviously the next bit is we end up putting another membrane down. The sort of industrial bubble wrap, as I call it, the floating floor stuff.
Yeah.
Then a layer of Celotex, which is like the insulation.
Yeah.
Then 60 mil of screed, like concrete screed. And then we start to build up the internal structure on that.
Nice.
So it's all starting to happen. I've kind of had to put the cupboard and that bit on hold because of, quite frankly, running out of money. It's an absolute money pit. But I am going to finish it. I will be in there sooner rather than later. And yeah, it's all very exciting. Should we dive into some questions?
Yeah, I can't see any of the questions. So again,
okay, well, I'm gonna do this. There we go.
Ben's in the house. He says, "Hi guys, IK Multimedia finally announced their app capture software for real." What? I thought I was doing the news. I haven't seen that. Comes out in September. Looking forward to trying out your bad cat capture. So, am I right? Also, piggybacking on my question the other week, what are some specific tips to improve coming up with solos, lead parts that don't all sound the same? Good question. Just come up with melodies, as in think, like if it's a song, the singer's coming up with a melody, use your solo like a melody as opposed to a bundle of different riffs.
Yeah,
whatever.
Play off the melody or write a counter melody. A solo doesn't have to be
without a doubt.
And often,
let me look at Ben's. And I'm just going to look at Ben's guitar to see. I don't think Ben is a sort of guitar player. I think he's got a sensible guitar there. He hasn't got a guitar. I could be wrong.
Do it one more time. Go on, just do it again.
No, there is space. There's always space for that sort of stuff. There's always space for that, but use that as the fill-in for the melody. Don't make that the melody.
One of the greatest melody players who knows when to switch in some technique is a guy that most of you will probably not have heard of, called Tim Rennick, who was on the Pink Floyd Pulse tour. He was guitar 2, and every so often Dave Gilmour would fling him a solo, and he'd play some really nice stuff. Then occasionally just put some little technique thing, and you go, oh, Oh, you're really good, aren't you?
We played for someone else as well. I can't remember who we
You
played
play for
for.
Squeeze as well.
No, he played for someone better than that.
Okay,
I can't think.
but great player, really great.
Yeah.
One of my favourite kind of
I'll have a look.
a player's player, if you know what I mean. You know, the people who know.
Yeah.
Pause and look who else Tim Rennick played for. It's either Rennick or Renwick. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, it's yeah, I think it's pronounced Rennick, but it's Renwick.
Yeah.
He did the Spinal Tap album.
Amazing.
He's played for Elton John, Eric Clapton, Tom Jones.
So he's session and live guru.
Yeah. Nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Great.
So yeah, listen to some people like that, because they actually do play off the melody. Another interesting one is to listen to jazz sax players, because they often will take the melody and then start to embellish it and then turn it into a take the melody and work with it.
Yeah.
Right, we should at this point.
JB Blues guitar. Is it Joe Bonamassa? Joe Bonamassa supporting us now.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Can he send us one of those nodding Joe Bonamassa things?
I want flip flops. I want the Joe Bonamassa flip flops. JB Blues guitar. Thank you, JB Blues guitar. That's a nice. He's got a nice JD there. That's nice. That. Oh, I like them. I'd like one of them. He says, "Hi guys, I'm waiting for the new Pete Thorne Sir SSH Strat, probably available next year. Any thoughts on that one?" Yeah, SSH. Yeah, I think it's a really good combination. It's a little bit. I find it a little bit confusing, because the Pete Thorne SSH, if you got a what do they call it? A Classic S, the Classic S, and just put the new Pete Thorne 2 humbucker in the bridge, it would be exactly the same guitar. The necks are really similar. There's not a lot different, apart from the wiring, possibly. So if you know, unless you particularly want that guitar, and you are going to pay a premium for it, because Pete Thorne's got to take his cut out of that as well. It's not just Sir, you know, making their money, and you know, Pete Thorne's commission gets put on top of that as well. Have a look at the Classic S. They're really good. They're really good. And if you particularly like the sound, that Pete Thorne humbucker sound, change the humbucker. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be great. The only thing I don't like about the new Pete Thorne humbucker, I don't like the uncovered pickup in a silver pickup casing.
Yeah, a bit weird.
That looks it just looks a bit cheap for me. I really like, and I know the reason why, because you can get more out of it, because it's not being covered over. But I really like covered pickups, like a Les Paul. I think Les Paul, you know, like the chrome or the nickel. Pickups, I think, just look great.
And yeah, I've played some Les Pauls with uncovered pickups and gone, oh my god, this sounds good.
Really? Yeah. I'd like to. Yeah, you probably. Yeah. Okay. So maybe there is a big difference in the amount of tone you can get out of it. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about what the thin metal covering's doing, but it must be doing something.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I don't know what it's about.
Right, here we
go. Mr. Moxie. Oh, hold on. Look, he's got his new picture up. Look, check this out. Look.
Those.
He's Johnny Big Potatoes now with this lot. Look at this. He's got. that looks great, mate. Really nice. Pet says, riveting cue to kick things off. How much should one spend on guitar cables? Simon Anderson's got up to 100 plus, £100 plus. There's no need.
Okay, so I'm going to put a caveat on this.
Okay.
Now, I've done a lot of really dull, boring testing on this stuff.
I bet you have.
So what I would say is, whatever you do, don't use the free one that came with a Sun Mustang amp.
Yeah, but we're looking at Pet's gear. Pet hasn't got any crap like that.
But anything by Klotz, VDC, you know, anything generic with a good Neutrik connector on is going to be as good as anything with the words Monster or Megame or Cordial or any of those other manufacturers. Yes, Paul and I were talking about this off air. It's the law of diminishing returns. You might be able to hear the most minuscule difference, but that is a might. So I would say anything by VDC, Van Dam Cable Company, anything by Klotz, KLOT I think. I think, yeah. Anything by them is going to be a good cable. As long as it's got Neutrik or Switchcraft connectors on it, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I've got a cable. I've got a really expensive guitar cable somewhere in my cable box somewhere, and it's about that thick, and it was really expensive. And I bought it thinking it was going to make a massive difference. If anything, you can't move with it because it can't twist.
I've got some monster cables like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it's basically snake oil, isn't it? It's basically snake oil.
I've got a monster cable which says which direction the signal should flow.
Yeah, they've got. Yeah. I mean, it's honestly, mate. It's like I wouldn't even. Don't use crappy cables. Go and get a 30 cable. A 30 quid cable.
Exactly. I was going to say anything less than 20 quid, avoid like the plague. But between 20 and 40 and 50 quid, you're probably looking at the 5 meter, the 10 meter, and the 15 meter at those increments or something like that.
Yeah, don't buy anything with stag written on it. Put it that way.
No. Although I bought some Roland and some Fender cables recently.
Yeah.
Because that's what they had. That's what the shop had branded. We took them apart. No, but we took them apart and they're Klotz.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. So
the tweed Fender cables.
No, they're just some XLRs. We bought them for us.
Yes, yeah.
And they're exactly the same. They're just branded. So don't get hung up on it. But pay a decent amount, you get a decent cable, basically.
Yeah, don't buy one. If you need 3 cables, go and spend 100 quid on 3 cables. Don't go and spend 300 quid on 3 cables.
No, absolutely.
Chris, evening guys from sunny Bradford. Evening, Chris. K Michael P, pet make your own, quality 80. Yeah, that's true.
I do. I have been doing for years. But I normally buy a 100 meter drum of VDC instrument cable, 100 meter drum of mic cable. You can get the plugs and sockets off Amazon or from I usually use a company called CPC for all my plugs and sockets and things because they're cheap, and you could do a 10 meter cable for about 15 quid.
Yeah, and that's the equivalent of a 30 quid cable.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, but I think K Michael P's got
one of my first videos I'll do when I come back from holiday is I'll do a basic soldering video how to make a cable because it's so
that's a really good idea. That's a really, really good handy idea.
Yeah, I'll do that when I get back.
Nice one. Daniel Early's in the house. Good afternoon from sunny and hot North Carolina. Nice. It's very hot here as well, mate.
Nothing will be finer than to be in. Indeed.
I've got other things that rhyme with Carolina as well. I was trying to think of things that's all going to go wrong.
Oh, Carolina.
There's that as well. Howdy, gent. So happy to be alive at 70. Oh, is it your birthday, mate?
If it's your birthday, mate, I think we should do your rendition, but we won't.
Happy birthday. Yes. Happy birthday, K. Michael Pete.
Many happy returns.
This is probably his birthday treat. Look at my big bald head.
To spend the evening with you and me.
Yeah. Chantel Piera says, hi guys, looking for ideas. Dad, 67, musician in Sri Lanka. Nice. Wants to go Ampless and affordable. Can't afford any Line 6 yet. Are there any cheaper options, multi-effects? Currently trying cheap amp sim plus pedals. That's a really good question.
The Moore was cheap.
I don't. Yeah, but I don't think I don't think you can do. I don't think you can go wrong with reliability and the sound of something like a Boss GX100.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
That is what I would go for all day long. If you're looking at that sort of thing, Boss GX100, not the GT100, the GX100. It's got a touch screen. Your dad will find it because I imagine he's 67 years old. He's probably quite tech savvy, but if he's not tech savvy, it's quite easy to use. You can use it without the app, so you can basically it's a touch screen. So you just drag in the effects you want. It sounds great. It's brilliant, and it's I don't know what it is. It's in the UK. It's about £500, so less than half the price of a Line 6 Helix.
Great.
Thomas Nonsense, good morning from Brisbane. Good morning, Thomas. Good evening from us.
Good evening from us. Yes.
Mendel Rocks, hey, happy Wednesday, and to you, mate. SDR, evening lads, evening SDR. Pet says, K Michael P, I'm thick, so that might be too much for me. I think with soldering. The thing is, it's you need to get into it, don't you? Or not get into it. You need to have your casualties, don't you?
To be honest, on a guitar cable, there's 2 terminals.
Yeah, it's true.
There's nothing to get wrong.
Well, there's dry joints and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but that's really easy to overcome. That's not thick. That's just having done it once or twice.
Yeah. Once you've done it
once or twice, I don't mean 20 or 30 times.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you. I do agree. David Quinn is in the house.
At this point, I should go, ta-da!
There we go. Dave, I keep telling you I had to polish up that 2p at the penny.
Just gets sweaty when I play. So,
good evening, fellow rodents. Hope you're well, and to you, David. Check out David's Plectrum Company, the Highland Plectrum Company on Reverb. Reverb. They're awesome. Dave or Pavo says, looking at his Larry amp there. It's nice that. Hey guys from Stuttgart, Germany. Nice to be back. Nice to have you back. K Michael P. Ha ha ha.
At this point, am I still the irritating one on the left?
Yeah. Oh, you're always irritating, man.
Because as long as I know, I got accused of being irritating last week.
Yeah. Someone put one of the comments that came back the day after the live show said, what was it? I like the show, but the guy
I like the show, but the one on the left's irritating. Wouldn't be the first time I've been called that, and probably not the last. So thank you out there to whoever that is.
Tim Hopkins, evening, Tim. He also says, first time I've been able to watch live since the charity show. Oh, nice one. Good to have you back, mate. John Wallace says, afternoon, gents. Got a Boss here we go. GX100 on Monday from Guitar Center. It was a used one, so shipped without a box. Works perfectly, and got pleasant surprise that it had the BT dual adapter. Oh, nice one. Only $459. Nice one, John. Oh, great. I'm glad you're into that. Go nice with his Kiesel guitars.
Yes.
Shep's in the house. Evening all. Red and Walter Terry for the show.
Okay, I'll go with that. Yeah.
John Gordon. Hi, all, best day of the week here on YouTube. Cheers, John. Dave All says, hey guys, nice to be back. Greetings from Stuttgart, Germany.
Yeah,
I think we had
we had that. Yeah.
SDR says, have you guys had any luck with currently use any amp cab switches such as KHE in your setups? Both of us, funny, have amp switches. James has got one that still works.
I've got a KHE.
Yeah,
I have the KHE, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, I would highly recommend getting the KHE or getting the Ampete, the Ampete one.
Right.
I bought the Cahayan one, and it blew up. It blew up after about a year and a half.
And what's more important about the whole scenario is that Cahayan basically went and didn't want to know.
Didn't want to know at all.
So,
and so this is why we're talking about it on the channel. So don't go and buy a Cahayan one. because if it goes down, they're not interested. While companies like KHE, the KHE one I really like. I really like James's one. James you got the 4x2 or the 4x3?
4x2. I wished I'd bought the 8x4, but they are more money. There's no two ways about it. It's a bit more cash. But turns out it's worth it. I bought the 4x2 because I saw that Ramesh, yes, had bought Dodingoda, the guy in the studio in Wales.
Oh yeah.
Had bought that one, and I pinged him and said, "Is it really that good?" And he said, "Yes, really that good."
Great, nice one.
So that's why I got that one, and they did me a deal, and it's been brilliant. It hasn't been used for a year because obviously I've been here and I haven't had any real amps switched on. But as soon as I move into the new build, it's there, ready to go in.
Nice. Nedamido says, "Good evening. Let's talk fuzz. What are your favourite fuzzes? I'm looking at buying a Dodd Carcosa fuzz, and later Old Blood Noise Endeavours Alpha Haunt. I like them with more extreme possibilities." Now, I've never really been a fuzz fan, although I'm trying to change that.
Embrace the fuzz.
Yeah. So even on this Axe-Fx patch, there's the overdrive that I use on it for the lead tone is a fuzz, is a fuzz face, which I really like the fuzzes in the Axe-Fx. But I've got a few. I've got a couple of jam pedals ones, and I've got what's the big muff?
Big muff. Yep. I've got a big muff and a fuzz face, and they're both on my board because they sound, although it's still fuzz, they sound completely different.
They do, definitely. I think one's silicon, one's germanium, I think, isn't it?
Yes.
You can turn down on a fuzz face, can't you?
Yes, and I've got the no, they're not. They're more overdrives than fuzzes, but yeah, that one I made, the dual Bonner boost, you can make fuzzy by.
That's definitely fuzz.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned.
But good fun in a fuzz way.
Nice.
Right, we must at this point.
Mr. Moxie, thank you, sir. He says, "Cheers, fellas. I was going to order 3 whirlwind cables. Yep. Don't get me started on a stag number of AC number of AC inputs on the rise. Only one main socket on the wall. There's a 20 extension. A 20? Jeez.
It doesn't make a difference how many plugs and sockets you have on the wall. It's all to do with current draw.
Right.
If you draw more than 13 amps, you're in trouble. You're going to get, pops and pings and things in the fuse department. I doubt much of the kit. I mean, I could run this entire studio off a 13 amp plug, off one 13 amp plug if I need to.
Yeah.
Not for load, but I could because nothing's drawing a huge amount of current. I mean, don't switch them all on at the same time because generally you get what's called like a turn on thump or a turn on draw.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the grand scheme of things,
can I just say I don't think you'll do wrong with whirlwind cables. I've had whirlwind cables that I think are probably 20 years old and they're still going. And they're really good cables.
Yeah. Right.
Don't buy excuse me. I think as long as you don't buy curly cables, you're not really going to hear any difference. Buy a curly cable, you'll just hear the flat, lifeless, dull tone that it makes. But anyway,
well, you'll sound like Brian May.
Yeah, but he uses AC30s on, cranked up. That's probably trying to tame the highs.
Yes.
Treble going into it. Stupid predictive text.
Yes.
Understood.
We got there.
James is lying. He really doesn't care.
Talking about building stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, chaps. Evening, Richard. Nice guitar, that. That's like a blue jean. That's got a nice top on that, isn't it?
I do like that. It's lovely.
Abject says, rate John Frusciante's guitar tone between 1 and 10. Oh, that's a good one. Oh man, I struggle with it.
He is really good. I mean, he's no Paul Drew with a clean on the verge of breakup, but
5 for me. I'm not a massive fan. I'm not saying he's not a great player. I'm not saying he's not that. Just guitar tone.
Mendel Rocks has gone hard or gone home.
Anything for Shanty is the 10. The thing about the thing about Chili Peppers, it always sounds like, and I know, and you know, we don't have to start the comments and stuff. I know what they're doing, and I know they don't want it like this, but it always sounds like they could have like another guitar player and a keyboard player in the band, and then it would start to fill out the sound a little bit. It's always a little bit empty to me.
The reason the Chili's have been as successful as they are because teenage boys rock bands can sound like the Chili's.
Yeah, I guess so. Yes, it is. I mean, they're all great musicians. I'm not saying they're not. Apart from Kiedis, whatever his name is. Oh,
who
is it? Anthony Kiedis? Is it Kiedis?
The singer.
Yeah. I'm just not a massive.
He's almost from the Morrissey school. Morrissey school of singing and melody comes back to one note and doesn't really deviate from that one note.
Oh, I really like Morrissey. I think Morrissey's really interesting.
Morrissey.
I used to hate Morrissey. Oh no, it's brilliant. I tell you what, you just got to get into it. I used to hate it. I used to hate the Smiths. And I'm not saying I'd go and put a Smiths album on, but I listened to, you listen to a couple of Smiths tunes and you go, that's really good. That's really interesting. Because he did something that was completely different. I guess the police did something that was different as well. But
yeah, it still bores me to tears. And K. Michael P agrees.
What's
yes.
Oh, lol, correct. I is not a shreddage. William Zai says, oh, he's got a nice Fender Custom Shop logo. I like that. Hey, hi guys. Question for Paul: do you plan to purchase another Fender Custom Shop Strat, or what is the next guitar you're going to buy, William? Oh, that's a really good question. The next guitar that I'm going to buy, I really want to get because I was thinking this, and because I've been sort of the last couple of days, it's a bit different for me because I'm normally thinking, oh, what's the next thing that I can buy for the channel, and I can, do a video on that, and I sort of look around and go, I actually don't need anything. I don't need any other guitars. There's nothing else that I need. The only thing that I'd like to get I've got 2 great tellies. I've got a bunch of great Strats, got good Les Pauls. I've got everything that I need. I was thinking, well, maybe an SG. And then again, I think it would just be like the Les Pauls. I'm never going to get rid of those Les Pauls.
Mm-hmm.
Touch, hopefully. But I don't think I'd use it very much. And there's no point. I might as well, buy something that I'm going to use. So the only other guitar that I was thinking that I would like that's ever so slightly different to what I've got is like a 50s Strat, maple neck 50s Strat.
A 50s Strat. So what are yours at the minute?
60s, all sort of 60s.
Right.
So 60s being rosewood fingerboard. Not always alder, but alder, and 50 Strats tend to be big, chunky old necks.
Label.
Yeah. Sometimes V, V necks. Yeah. So that's but again, it's a very slight difference. It's going to sound slightly different to my Strats, but I thought a 50s one might be quite nice, like a nice sunburst, beaten up custom shop 50s is what I'd like.
Nice. I'm still hankering after that real 335.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You keep talking about it. What I would do if I was you, I would sell some of your guitars and go and buy a 335 if that's what you want.
Yeah. Not the right time.
You could sell some of those guitars and get very close to it, if not.
Yeah, probably not. I want the piano more as well. That's the problem. Anyway, yes, I'm still hankering for a real 335 is out there.
Nice. Chantel says, Ben Mayer riffing off that answer. I found it useful to make a melody without the guitar, singing it out. Exactly what we were talking about. Was it last week or the week before? Because it takes you away from the framework of scales, then translate it from brain to scale. That's exactly what we were saying. Thanks, Chantal. That's perfect advice, that is.
Yep.
Andy Guitar Live. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Andy Guitar Live. David Stockton, even chaps. Whirlwind leads for me. There we go. Good choice. Lefty Mike. Does Gibson make a neck pickup that isn't muddy or woolly? If they do, please tell me where I can get one. It's always it's funny, isn't it?
Well, I would say your Les Paul, the neck pickup is not muddy or woolly, but it's not a cheap guitar.
No, but it's woollier than I'd want it to be. There's one. I had a Les Paul once. I reckon. Actually, I don't know which one it was. A few years ago, I had a Les Paul. I didn't like the bridge pickup. The neck pickup was perfect. You know that slash, Appetite for Destruction tone.
Yeah, really.
We talk about the chirpy sort of. You can get that out. It was exactly that sounding pickup. I reckon. I mean, I've never tried one, but I reckon those whoever makes the slash pickups at Seymour Duncan.
Think so, yeah.
I think that's. I mean, it's one of those things. Do you go and buy an expensive Les Paul like that and then change the neck pickup? If you don't like, I mean, it's not that I don't like it. It's just I want more clarity out of it. So either that or I go and get a Thornbucker. Can get Thornbucker neck, but this is a really good question, Mike.
That's kind of crazy to put a Thornbucker in a vintage Les Paul, though, isn't it?
Well, it's not vintage. It's not vintage.
But a custom shop.
Sure, but I'd use it a lot more.
Interesting.
So maybe it's worth doing. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm not saying I'm not happy with that. I really am. It's great, but the bridge pickup is incredible on that thing.
Yeah.
Jeff Rock, Paul, can you please stop talking about how great the Pete Thorne signature? I'm struggling to resist. I almost caved on a Garnet Red Lefty. Oh, I don't know. Garnet Red Lefty guitar at the weekend. I know it's inevitable. So he's got a nice. He's got a nice. Alt T there. Nice. It's nice, yeah. Those alt tees. Yeah, those alt tees are great. Raymond Donaldson, should I buy some IRs for my Boss GX 100? Are they better than the stock ones? No, don't even go there, because you will. So Raymond,
it's a world of pain.
So it's a whole world of pain, and you'll be, unless there's someone that you know or someone that you respect that says this particular IR out of the bunch of these 1,000 IRs are the ones that I always use, then it's worth that. Then it's possibly worth looking at. What you'll do is you'll go and buy an IR pack, and it'll be. Let's just say you go and buy some Celestian Greenback IRs, and it'll be SM57 on cone, SM57 2 centimeters from cone, SM57 3 centimeters from cone, and you'll be going through them, and then you'll be hearing little slight differences, and you'll think that one sounded great and then the other one didn't, and then you'll go back to the other one and it just gets too much. So it's almost worthwhile, if you know someone that uses a lot of IRs, just to say, what IR do you use, and then go and get that one, I would say. DMAC says, a quick comment, I plugged my Boss IR200 into my Origin 20 like a pedal. I turned off the cabinets and the IRs and used a British stack and reverb. I can get really nice driven plexi tones at low volumes. Oh, nice one.
Great.
There we go. That's a nice one. Yeah, why not? No, it isn't my birthday, but next Monday. But thanks, guys. Guitars and amps will always be at the top of my list. There we go. Clearly someone you've met, James. Oh, I see. Someone thinks you're an irritating.
Yes, probably. Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time, and so won't be the last.
Jeff says, what goon watches something that is irritating, let alone comment on it? You won't believe. I love that. You don't get them much. You don't get them much, but some comments are just so ridiculous. What's the one I got this morning?
Do you know the guy who does the? You have to look at the guy who does the.
Yeah. The comment I got this morning was something like, "Oh, you have something seriously wrong with your ears." Was the comment? It's just like, oh, there was another guy. There was another comment. I mean, this happens like maybe
It's
once
been
a
a
week.
while since I've had one, to be
Yeah.
fair. So I'm probably due. If
The one
I want to find out how inadequate my musicality and my engineering is, all I have to do is go and look at some of my old videos on Production Expert and read some of the comments. So
yeah.
it makes me feel better at that point about that I have got better.
Where was it? Hold on. I was going to say, what was the? Oh yeah. The comment. There was a comment. I think it was probably by the same guy because it was. I'm sure it's by the same guy. A couple of weeks ago, and he said something like, "I'm as an engineer and mixer. Yes, I think it was something about you've got something serious wrong with your ears. It was the same sort of thing. But anyone that's got to list their profession before they give their opinion is a bit of a dick.
You know what they say?
What's that?
Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one.
It's fun, isn't it? Glenn LaForce, go on, James.
What?
Was up. Right, I'll do it then.
Oh,
there we go.
Wazza.
Just getting on to give a quick shout out from Atlanta, Georgia. Lovely. I look forward to every Wednesday night to watch and learn some of your knowledge. Oh, mate.
Oh.
That's very nice. It's very nice of you.
Well, who's coming on?
It's always and our knowledge is always better in one ear out the other.
Definitely.
Lee's in the house. Good evening, Legends. Evening, Lee.
I'll take that.
Max, another new guitar day for him. Haha. What have you got, Max?
Tell us.
Martin Collier. That's nice, isn't it? What's that?
Is that an SRV?
No, definitely not an SRV. I reckon that's a parts caster of some sort because I've never seen a Fender with wood like that. It's interesting. Right. Martin Collier says, I always chuckle when people who can't play fast say don't need to play fast because they can't. That's true to a certain extent.
It's often true, but I've never found David Gilmour's solos lacking because he can't do a Nuno Betancourt speed run.
True.
There's a great video where Brian May sits down to listen to the Get the Funk Out solo, and he says, I know Nuno, he's a friend, but by comparison, I'm not a guitar player.
Yeah, he's
because he's off the chart. If you watch a Guthrie solo these days, it's like it's on another level.
Yeah, definitely. Pet says, also, James, you aren't annoying. Internet is full of C***S. Yes, there are a few. It's a funny world doing videos, isn't it? It's funny.
If I got upset, everyone said sometime someone said something, then you don't do it for very long, do you? But I don't.
Occasionally, I get a bit upset, but most of the time, I think I just
go nuts to it.
Yeah. And Martin Collier, I'm not a fast player, and some of my favourite guitarists aren't, and yet we don't need to shred to be good players and write great songs. This is all true.
Very true. Very true.
Pet Moxie, I second that. Mendel Rocks using both Kahayan and KHE switches at the moment. Oh, interesting. And had good experience before and after sales at both companies. Prefer the KHE for features and expandability. There we go.
Interesting. I think. Well, I don't really know what happened with Kahayan, but it didn't go well, did it? It wasn't.
No, they were not interested.
Anyway.
Jerry G, Extreme Fuzz. Try the Zevex Fuzz Factory. Good luck at trying to control that beast.
That's what the Bonner Boost is, isn't it? A Zevex?
Yes, it's a Zevex, not the Fuzz Factory. That was based on the, I don't know what it's called. Hard on. What it's called.
Something.
Yeah. John Wallace says, I just saw Red Hot Chili Peppers and John was amazing. He's great. Just don't like the sound.
Yeah, I could do with a bit more reverb or something.
Yes, yeah, maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's just our sort of preference. Anyway, Iscrowd Pust says guitar tone always matters most with in the context of the song. Very true.
Absolutely.
Let me see his pup. Look at his pup. Look at him.
Oh, sleepy.
Nice. Nedamido says John Frusciante's playing with the Miles Volta sounds much better. He really shines when the music is more raw and there's more instruments. God, that's so true. Miles Volta. What was the Miles Volta's? What was the band that? What's his name? Lopez was in before Miles. Was it At the Drive-In? Did you ever hear a band called At the Drive-In?
No.
It's
The only drive-in I can think of is Stranded at the Drive-In, branded a fool. What would they say? Monday at... Which, of course, I had to watch yesterday with the sad passing of Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah, it's true.
I appreciate she's not very guitar and pro audio, but definitely right up sewn into those ridiculously tight black hot pants. Anyway,
after this, go and check out the band At the Drive-In.
At the Drive-In.
That's a band that I really struggle with. I've really struggled with that. I remember when they came out, probably in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah, in the 90s, and I remember watching it on Top of the Pops, or it was something, one of our sort of
VH1 or something worth watching.
That sort of thing, and going, what is going on? Is it just it's like a free for all?
See, I like jazz.
No, it's definitely not jazz, mate. It's definitely not jazz. It's like it's quite. It feels quite freeform, but anyway.
Right. Anyhow.
John Waller, I disagree with the idea that they sound thin. Well, at least they didn't when they played last week. No, I just think it's not thin. Thin's the wrong word. I just think there's a lot of.
It's sparse.
But that's what you get. That's what you get with one guitar player, one bass player, and a singer, and a drummer.
I think they're the sort of band that if they had enough songs, they could probably churn out an album a week because you just sit down and play them.
Yeah,
I think a gazillion overdubs and things like that. They're prolific because their sound is quite open and sparse.
Yeah.
I mean, Blood Sugar Sex Magic is a great album.
Yeah.
I appreciate that's about 7 versions of the Chili's ago, but
yeah, probably is. Morrissey and the Smiths. Sorry, James, tremendous. I'm with Pet.
You're all entitled to your opinion.
Just have a listen. How Soon Is Now is one of the.
I know. Is that the one goes? Bow.
Yeah.
I am
so good.
I do like that song because of that guitar sound. That guitar sound is
good. So good. 1Pro1234 says, "Greetings, guys. Can you recommend any solid state amps that sound as good as Valve amps?"
Those little baby solid state micro heads sound there's the Soldano one now, and there's the
but they're toys.
But they do sound really good.
You can't gig with them though. Is what I'm saying.
No.
If you want to gig with if you particularly want, I don't know why you'd want a solid state amp over a Valve amp.
Well, the best solid state amp out there at the moment that we've tried, that we both own, is by a country mile the Katana.
I'd agree with you there. But if you want something that's less effectsy, that's just an amplifier, it's not quite solid state, but it is the Blue Guitar Amp one.
Yeah.
The Quilter stuff is supposed to be really good, although I've never tried it, but the Quilter stuff's supposed to be really good. That's my recommendations. But yeah, I'm with James on that. I think if I had some money and someone said you had to buy a solid state amp, I'd just go and buy a Katana.
Yeah.
Nedamido says, Paul, no PRS planned. Semi-hollow. Semi-hollow is probably the only. Now, actually, there's 2 PRSs that I'd like. Semi-hollow. Because I played one recently and it was amazing. And a CE24, the bolt-on neck. Because I think I'm just more of a bolt-on fan.
I think that's why I like the Swamp Ash, because it's a bolt-on neck, and it just feels fendery as opposed to Gibson.
Yeah, it's more spanky, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah.
I do like PRS, but I love. I mean, my PRS Silver. I love that Silver Sky. I had a 59 neck once, and yes, it's massive. They're big ones. I've got a Nocaster on my telecast on my Nocaster Telecaster, and that's a baseball bat.
Feels nice though, but I wouldn't. I've never said, "Oh, I couldn't play this. It's got a too chunky neck." I've never said that on a guitar. Or, "Wow, this is small." It's just a guitar.
Yeah. I have with smaller necks. I don't like. I don't particularly like Ibanez Wizard necks. Too thin.
Right.
But fatter the better. Said. No man.
No.
Anyway. Jumper Shanty really channeled his inner Jimmy in Jimmy's hometown of Seattle. Played through 3 Marshall heads into 6 4x12s. Woo! That should have been loud.
And the front row left with a in their ears.
That's got to be loud. When I record from the Katana 100 via USB to Odyssey on the Puta, the volume is too low. Any ideas? Turn up that volume, as in turn up your volume on that channel. The master volume doesn't do anything. You have to turn the volume up. Personally, I've never had an issue with it. Although I have heard people have left comments like that before. Just turn the volume up. If you want more gain out of it, just put an EQ afterwards. And just turn the gain up on the EQ, as in the gain at the EQ inside the Katana.
The output gain, yes. The output, yeah.
Just don't touch the EQ if you like the sound, and then just turn the gain up.
Yeah.
Learning guitar and general nonsense says, if you had to get rid of one of the Les Pauls, would you keep the 56 or the 57? The 56, without a doubt. Oh God, no, you're saying it. I'm saying it now. I'm feeling guilty. I think I like single coils. So I would say, even though it's got P90s, I think I would use the 57, 56 more than the 57.
So you'd use the P90 more than you would the humbucker.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have the humbucker off you in a heartbeat.
Would you?
Yeah.
Well,
not right now.
I don't want to get rid of it. No, don't make me offers like that, because I don't want to get rid of it.
No, if it's between that or a piano, I know where the money's going right now.
Piano, just get a Nord, mate. Just go and get a Nord.
No, I want a piano.
Make it easy for yourself. Oh God. David Brose, have you ever had a guitar other than the Sir where you didn't switch the pickups? Oh yeah.
Yeah, loads.
All of my guitars. I think the only guitar that I've switched pickups on is that Strat. It's a green Strat. I'm looking around. Yep. And I never change pickups, because I don't see the point in. Actually, no, that's not entirely true. I put a neck pickup in my Esquire because it didn't have a neck pickup, because they don't.
Yeah.
And I think you can tell if a guitar's good. But if you pick up a guitar and the pickups are bad, and if you pick up a guitar and you don't think it sounds good, I think you need to be looking at, do you really want to buy that guitar? I don't think anyone should spend the sort of money that I've got in guitars, like in individual guitars, and think,
oh, if only I could pick up on that.
Yeah, because you want it right in the first place. Now, that's not saying about the Les Paul. The neck pickups on Les Pauls are normally quite woolly and dark. That doesn't mean you can't change them. You can change them, but would I change it? I'd have to really, really, really think about it.
I was about to say, I think I've only done it a couple of times, but then I thought, no, actually, I've done it on the Les Paul on the live show. We did it on the on the Epiphone 335. I did it on my Strat as well. I swapped out one of the gold lace sensors for a blue one.
Yeah, you've done it way more than I have. That's so true, actually. But then then we've got those pickups.
But those guitars are not as valuable as some of yours.
Right, exactly.
In an untouched state. I mean, I haven't got a problem with whipping a set of pickups out of a guitar that costs 500 quid with a set of pickups that maybe cost 200 quid. You know, if you're going to up spec.
Yeah, most of the time, David, and it's probably because I know David's got some nice gear. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever. I'd normally do it. I don't think I'd ever buy a guitar and go, I love the guitar, but I've got to change pickups. And maybe I should. Maybe I should think like that. So Peep says, greetings, fine peeps, from the very hot country of Portugal. Ever been here? Yes, love Portugal. It's very nice.
Lots of times. We were in Lisbon every other Wednesday, I think, for about 6 weeks.
Gosh.
On a ship.
Oh, nice. Hey, you know what we should do? We should go and do a trip over to, it's not Portugal, but Greece. Go over to Athens and go and visit Jam Pedals. That'd be a good video.
That sounds good. That'd be good. That'd be a good couple of days.
Yeah, I think we could do that in a couple of days.
Definitely. Bit of a drive, but hey.
Oh, no, you can fly it, mate. Not drive over there.
I know. I live next door to an international airport. I know you do as well, but anyway, let's moving on.
P90 and neck, not woolly. It's true. It's very true. P90 and necks are not woolly. Love the BFG. Yes. Now we're talking. BFG. That's what you would class as the Gary Moore Les Paul.
Yes, I would love one of those. I really would love one of those.
So humbucker in the bridge, P90 in the neck.
Yes.
Love. Thornbuckle to Les Paul, no brainer. I think for me that is my go-to when I want to put a humbucker in things, because I like the way they sound, and I know how they sound. So I'm sure if I looked around, I'd be able to find something that was better. But because I know that pickup, I would always go, oh, that's my safety net.
Yeah.
Lefty Mike's DiMarzio makes a set of humbuckers for Eric Johnson. Oh right, I didn't know Eric Johnson had a humbucker set that are very bright. I'm considering buying either the neck or both. Oh, nice one. Cheers, Lefty. I love that.
Excuse me. He has them on an SG, I think. And it sounds amazing. But I mean, an SG is a plank anyway, but he does have them on an SG.
Yeah, he could play anything though, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Sound great. Whoa. Aha, James.
I'm not sure what that's relevant to, but I'll go with it.
Probably your you being annoying or whatever it is, irritating.
Probably. Yeah.
Opposite of the GX100, I've got a 1940s Kiesel. Yep, that one. 5 watt. I didn't even know Kiesel were going then. 5 watt amp with an 8-inch speaker. Wow. It sounds amazing. So dynamic. No volume or tone knob. So showcases the sound of guitar and touch. Wow. That's interesting.
I don't know if you follow Sylvia Massey on Facebook, but she was showing off one of her latest. Our American comrades call it a thrift store. We call it a charity shop. An acquisition from a charity shop, like a little amp that she picked up for a couple of bucks. Sounded amazing.
Did it?
Like a little battery transistor amp. Sounds absolutely incredible.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, I like some of that.
Interesting.
Lots of fun.
Evening all. Hope everyone is having a great week. Just a quick hello before I eat. Be excellent to each other. Cheers, Lazar.
And be excellent to each other as well.
Larry, if you're still about and you fancy doing the show next week, James is going to be away.
Yes. I'm on holiday. We'll come to that later. Should we dive into fines and stuff?
Yeah, let's do that.
We're about that point, aren't we?
I guess so. What time is it? Yes, it is that time.
Say when, as they say.
Yes, share the screen is.
Dear. Say when.
I'm ready.
Here we go. Oh, hello.
There's not a lot of news this week,
right?
But I thought this was interesting. So
that's quite nice.
Do you like it?
I think I do. Yeah.
I can't quite work it out. I really like these sort of grain-filled ash bodies.
It's
I really like
halfway between
Yeah.
like a Petrucci. There's something about there's a shape thing, a Petrucci and a Strat, and the headstock thing that I really like about that.
I do.
Yeah,
See, it looks really 80s to me. It looks like
I haven't got a problem with that.
Yeah. I don't know how much they are, to be honest. It doesn't say, but it's a limited, so I'm guessing it's not LTD. I'm guessing it's not going to be that.
ESP, it's ESP's budget range, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's got Fishman humbuckers.
Nice.
Yeah.
I bet that's 500-600 quid.
Yeah.
Nice.
So right, what's this about? So Phil Collin from Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Said that he used stock Squire guitars to record the new Def Leppard album.
Okay. I don't really understand why that's a story, but
well, it's quite interesting. I mean, it's a bit of a gear. He's a bit of a gear.
I bet Ibanez loved that for all his endorsements.
No, it's not Ibanez. He's Jackson.
Jackson, sorry. Yes.
Endorsement. Yeah. Yeah, and it's just like why?
It's because he's jumping on the Mike Rutherford bandwagon from playing that Squire Bullet on the Genesis tour.
Yeah, and I get that, but why? Why would you? Why? What for? What?
Phil Collin makes a great noise on a guitar.
It does make a great noise, but that's the point. He's got loads of guitars. He's got an endorsement with Jackson. Why would you need? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with. These with Squire guitars. There's nothing wrong with them. They're great. But why?
I think it's a bandwagon thing. I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe he's about to switch brands and he's got a Squire coming out. Who knows?
Possibly. That is possible. Are Jackson owned by Fender?
Couldn't possibly say.
I think they are. I think Jackson's owned by FME, whatever it is. FMC, whatever it is. It just perplexes me. So, and the thing about Def Leppard are that they're a bit Joe Bonamassa, as in they're quite focused on getting the money out.
They're a machine, aren't they?
Yeah. It's a bright,
yeah.
So you think there's something's going to happen there? There's something
probably.
Did you see this? Talking about because you were doing your IKEA bits.
I spent my weekend building IKEA furniture, and my children appreciate it a great deal, which is nice.
So where is it? Oh, they're not actually. It's only going to show the video. Basically, a guy's built a guitar out of IKEA furniture. That's good. Yeah,
as I wonder what they've called. What ridiculous Swedish name he's given it.
Yeah.
The Moontook, or something like that.
Yeah, Aptlik.
The Aptlik or something. Yeah. The ad pick, surely.
Yeah. So there's that. Now we talked about this before, but I don't know why the news came out again this week. Bernie Ball have officially launched their heat-treated pickups. Yeah. If anyone's interested in, because we just talked about pickups and stuff, I think they're active. I've got a feeling they're all active pickups. But that's that. I don't know what model that is. Is that Sabre? That one there looks really nice. Yeah. That does look really nice.
Oh, that's great.
Look at that.
The pink one.
Is a Sabre.
That pink one. I love that.
Really good. They're really good at their finishes, Ernie Ball. They really do a good job. I mean, even them, they look great.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I'm not so keen on that one. But anyway.
The finish is good.
Yeah, their finishes are always really, really good.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in the world. Yeah.
Although the electric green one is cool.
Oh, man. I can't.
Well, you wouldn't turn up to do a Jimmy James and the Vagabonds gig with it, would you? but you might turn up to do a Metallica tribute. Right. So this is my question about all these kind of crazy guitars, right?
Yeah.
Everything from your Steve Vai gems and Piers to this to all these guitars.
Yeah.
What do these do that to me, that's a super Strat. It's trying to be a Strat in drag made by another company. The body's practically the same as a Strat. Okay, the headstock's different, but that's what everyone's doing. I appreciate it's got a Floyd Rose in it to be able to go.
Yeah.
But why not just buy a Strat with the Floyd Rose? Because that's what that is.
Yeah, I mean, so this is it's basically one of the models that they had in the 80s when they're all American guitars, and so they're just reissuing their old. I'm guessing that they're made out in they're made out in Indonesia or something because they're $350. And again, nothing wrong with that.
I bet that'd be great. I love the pink, the hot pink, and the hot pink and the electric green are amazing.
Oh,
I'm a wrong one. I don't care.
Man, I think in the 80s I would have loved that. Or the late 80s, early 90s, I'd have thought that was the best thing ever. And
it's scary that if I said the 80s is 40 years ago, mate.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, isn't it? So yeah, it's crazy. Again, I'm sort of trying to find things to talk about, but Pigtronic's Gloma is basically an attack. It's a swell pedal, so like a volume, like a. Do you know the Boss slow gear?
Yes.
Basically, you play a note and it ramps into the note. It's that, but it's also got I think it's got a compressor on one side as well. So I really like the knobs. They look really cool, don't they?
Do you know what I was about to say? It doesn't look that much of a stunner from the top, but actually from the end fire, it looks really cool with those sort of nailed knobs.
It looks nice, doesn't it? So as you get compression side and a anti-compression side, I guess. Oh, actually, no, an ultimate compression.
Expansion.
No, it's not really expansion though, is it? Because
expansion is the opposite of compression.
Yes, but it's like the ultimate compressor, isn't it? It's almost like it does exactly what a compressor does by squashing and then releasing.
Right.
It's like and just in case anyone was interested, if someone's brought out another tube screamer, Wampler brought out the TX10.
Good pedals though. Great pedals.
Yeah, great. Yeah, really good pedals. I don't know why we need another TS.
Because it's been at least a week since someone's put an 1176 clone out.
Yeah, possibly. But anyway, yes, that's that. Again, yeah.
Done?
Yes.
There we go. Okay, let's crack on and let's crack on.
Nidamida, opinions. An opinion is not important just because someone is willing to die for it. Look at that. Yet another S series. James, look in inbox. OS series. This is an iPad thing.
Look in my inbox. When you say inbox, did you inbox me personally, Max? Or hang on, it might have been on there. Hang on, 5 photos. Do hold. I will actually.
That looks like a 90s one.
It does. That's a
540, isn't it?
It's very nice.
That's a 540. I'd say it's late 80s, early 90s.
And then there's that one as well.
Oh, that's different. That's got a
flat top.
It's got Wilkinson on it.
Or carved top. That's nice. Very lovely. Yes, thanks for those, Max. Very tasty.
Very nice.
Right, here we go.
Iscaralpust says, "That's my sleepy baby Lucy." Thanks for reading the comment. Oh, anytime, mate. We try and get through all of the comments. Lovely. Nidamido, at the drive-in, yes. Rawness, not easy listening, but very energetic. Exactly. It's very energetic. David Brose, the Great American Sell-Off has begun. It seems that all the guitars, amps, and pedals bought during COVID are coming back. My local shop is full of Les Pauls and Strats and pedals by the lot. RIP Onjay? Sonjay.
Olivia Newton-John.
Ah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, nice one. Cheers, David. William says, hi, Paul. Thanks for the answer about the 50 Strat. Would be nice if you could do a video of acoustic steel string guitars like Martins and Taylors. All the best from Gothenburg, Sweden, William. Yeah, I've done. I haven't got that many. I've got 2 acoustics. I've got an old Takamine and I've got a Taylor. Although I love acoustics, I think if I'm thinking about buying another guitar, because I use acoustics so little, and the acoustics that I've got work for pretty much everything, I don't really go and buy them. And Martin would have to get in contact, and Taylor would have to get in contact to send us stuff. And
we're probably not their first port of call for.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, they'll probably go to more acoustic-y sort of channels and stuff.
Yeah,
it's very true.
Although, as acoustic guitars go, my Eggle is just a far better guitar than I will ever warrant owning. That's the upsetting thing.
There you go. Jeff Rock says that guy giving you a stick, Paul, doesn't have a problem with his. Paul doesn't have a problem with his ears. His problem is clearly the grey bit in between his ear. I'm a leisure centre manager, so that qualifies me to comment. Just get a Katana, lol. Yeah, get a Katana. Can't go wrong with a Katana. Yeah. For the Katana, Steve, Great Solid State Amps, Award Session Amps. God, I haven't played one of them for years. Do you remember them?
I had a Sessionette, and do you know what? I wish I still had it.
They were the carpet
Sessionette, the carpet ones, is you could have the clean channel, the dirty channel, or you could combine the two at the same time. And that was a really cool feature.
That's a good feature. That's a really good feature. Yeah, more amps should do that.
Yes, yeah.
Rowland Cube. Yeah, how loud is a Cube? Because the Cube's more designed as a.
I think it was a Cube. They did a Cube 60, didn't they? With COSM modelling and all that sort of stuff in it.
Yeah, they did actually. Yeah, so that's digital though.
Yeah.
COSM stuff. Lee says just bought a Harley Benton Tube 15. It's really good for £209. Nice one. I'd like to try that.
Harley, does that count as a Harley Benton moment of the week?
Possibly, but we should get in contact with Tom Man.
Yes, we should.
And see if they can send us some stuff. Solid State, JC 40 or 120. James loves a JC.
I would love a JC.
Post-rock goth band. So true. I'm not a massive fan of them at all, but Pet says, what pedal board would you recommend? My spaghetti floor is starting to grate. Okay, Pet, do you want to gig it? This is the question.
That's the question.
Do you want to gig it?
If you don't want to gig it and you don't want to spend a lot of money, go to a company called Foss Board, which is what I'm using, because it's all recycled timber.
Yes, but the Foss Board stuff is very industrial in it's very raw.
But it's competitively priced as well.
Is it? I would recommend if you don't want to gig. Actually, if you do want to gig it, it doesn't matter. But Alder and Ash is the ones that I use. But I use it for my studio board, so I don't gig it. It's like a really nice tropical woods. What's the
what he's trying to say is it needs a high-ab truck to lift it out of the studio.
Yeah, and it comes in but it has a case top on it. I can show you the case top actually. Can I show you the case top? Can I get this out? Oh, and it's tucked away. Oh, there's the top. There's the case for it. The case for it, so it shows you how big it is, and it goes over the top. But it's like tweed and Tolex. It's really cool.
It does look like it looks like a piece of 50s luggage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, And yeah, but really nice hardwoods they use, and sort of tropical. What's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Not tropical hardwoods.
Responsibly sourced. Hopefully,
I don't even know. I don't know if they're responsibly sourced at all. I wouldn't want to comment on that, but they're really nice, and they're really nicely made, and you can have anything. You can have it custom built and all that sort of stuff. You know, custom designed and all that sort of stuff. Really good.
Really nice.
That's what. If you don't want to gig it, if you do want to gig it, if you don't mind it getting smashed up, Chris Buck uses these as well. Actually, a few people use them.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Rock, check out Yakaneri on the Katana level problem. He did a video on the Monday, I think. Oh, nice one. There we go.
Cool.
Dave D, love your channel and videos. Cheers, Dave. About the Katana, I would like to know how to use a solo with the foot pedal. Also, just bought the air step for the cat. Nice one. Yes, I will do a video about that. Maybe because a few people have asked for that. So hold on. Katana solo boost. Do you mean the solo boost using the GAFC foot controller? I wonder if is that worth doing a video?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, it's on my list. Nedamido, Pet, my new pedal board is a rock board by Warwick. Couldn't be happier. Gaps on top help tidying cabling, and the drum underneath the power supplies. Check out rock board. Nice one. Excuse me. This is my first post from Taylorsville, NC. Nice one. Welcome.
NC, North Carolina?
I'm thinking North Carolina.
Yeah.
We had someone else from North Carolina last week.
Earlier on, yeah.
Island Sounds. One of the best solid state amps is the Orange Super Crush. Is that is that the new one? Is that the new? If that is new, and I'm hearing really good things about that. It's 100 watt. I hope you folks will get to try it one day and share your thoughts. Yeah, nice one. Thank you. Will do.
Basically, the opportunity we get to try all this crazy stuff and meet all the guys is NAMM. That's the reason for going to NAMM.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be back next year.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, that'd be good.
At this point.
Ned and Mido. Thank you, sir. Just some money for nothing. So you can walk. So your walk of life feels a bit easier. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Cheers, mate. Very nice.
More like a stumble of life after we've had lunch.
Yeah. Fishbowl. That's a new one. Fishbowl. I like that. Man, I need an amp. I need the one, but I don't know where to start. Okay. You got to watch that question. What's your budget? Is it for home? Is it for gigging? If you want something that does both, I mean, we're going to probably recommend a Katana. Yep. If you're starting off and you want like your first good amp, a Katana would do you.
Definitely. And won't break the bank.
Yeah. Couldn't be more. Raphael's in the house. Just got back from the open mic. First up, I did 3 Brazilian songs and came home using the Yamaha silent guitar nylon. Great stage guitar. Nice one.
Oh.
Well done, mate. Fishbowl, the one. What's the one? Amp one. Amp one, maybe?
Maybe an amp one.
The one. I don't know what the one is. You're going to have to tell us
all he ever needed was the one.
That's true.
Come back.
What's the Shania? Isn't there a Shania Twain song called the one? Oh, I don't know.
You're the one.
You're the one. Still the same thing.
Speaking of Shania Twain, did you get the list of songs I emailed you?
No.
I sent you an email. I emailed you a list of songs last week. You asked me to do it for you.
I was going to say to you, where are the songs? Really?
I've
not had. Hold on. I'm going to type in. I'm going to look now, James. I've got a list. Sorry, mate. Okay, thank you. Fantastic.
It's not a very up-to-date list, but it's a good place to start.
Yeah, that's a good. Jesus, got some good ones there. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Got some. Okay. Excellent. Thanks, mate. Nice one.
By the way, that's my list as well. That's not the list from the singer and the bass player. There might be some additions and subtractions in there, but that's a good place to start.
Okay, great.
Carrying on. Sorry.
Mido says, I hope I didn't get kicked out of block because of the bad Dire Straits joke attempt. Not at all, mate. I love Dire Straits.
Out or blocked tonight, and Dire Straits jokes are definitely not out because we both love Marky Knopfler.
Oh yes. Joe Marshall says, Lone Pine Mile. Do you see that? Have you ever seen that on Back to the Future?
Yes.
When he leaves, it's 3 Pine Mile. It's
the Twin Pine Mall.
Twin. That's it. And then when he comes back, because he knocked over. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Evening, fellas. If it's all right to ask such a blunt question, does this channel justify the amount of time and effort that goes into it? Some of videos don't get anywhere near as many views. No, it definitely doesn't. If the amount of effort that gets put in, the amount of time and effort that gets put into the channel does not pay anywhere near what
the hourly rate for YouTubers is not great, is it?
No, unless you've got 1 million views. But then, sometimes I'll do a video for, I did a Jam Pedals, the Pink Flow, and that's done in 3 weeks. It's done 87,000 views. So it's, it's horses for courses. Some videos will do a couple of thousand. Some videos will do 150,000. The best ever video that I've ever done, most views, is the pod.
Yeah.
150,000 views, I think.
Yeah, crazy.
But yeah, it's like it's not just about that. I've got another business as well, so it doesn't really.
Yeah, you have to enjoy what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
And, I would say we're both lucky. We're both musicians first and foremost. Then, I would say we're both quote unquote techies after that, be it songwriters, producers, engineers, whatever. But first and foremost, we are musicians. So there is still that. You can go out and earn money, even if it's busking. You can still go out and earn money.
Yeah.
But I like doing this. This is fun.
The thing that pays is when a company asks you to make a video, and then you charge for that video. Now that's the whole point of doing this. It's building up enough content.
Yeah. It's also worth noting that I thought we were very clear on it on the Antelope video. The term supported by refers to payment has been made.
Yes. Absolutely.
If we say this video comes to you with the support of, or with our friends at, words to that effect, it will also say in the notes on that video. But yeah, that refers to they've paid us to make this video.
Yeah. So things like if I spent a long time doing Boss Katana videos, showing people how to use the Boss Katana. Boss got wind of that, and now Boss, Boss help towards videos.
Yeah.
When I make a Boss video. So for instance, if there's a Boss product that's coming out and Boss want me to review it, it'll be a paid video. So it works out. It all works out in the end. Things like that. So yeah. But if I didn't like doing it, I wouldn't do it. Put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe Marshall says, as other similar channels, unfortunately. I mean, I disagree. There's some channels, I think you've got to look at subscriber amounts and then see what they're doing. Some videos go absolutely crazy, and some videos go. I mean, I can do a quick look on the videos now and tell you what videos. The last good video was. So I did a Strandberg video, did 3,000 views. I don't think that's too bad. It's not great. I did the Studio Rats tour, the tour of the studio, 6,000 views.
Yeah.
I did the Pete Thorne video, 7,000 views. So I still think they're quite good numbers for the amount of subscribers we've got, which is what, 40,000, 41,500. I don't think they're bad numbers.
It's all heading in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Over 50,000 by, we should be on 60, 70,000 by Christmas. Easy.
I set a goal to do 50,000 by Christmas, and I'd like to achieve that, although I'm not sure.
We should do 10,000 in the next 5 months. Easy.
Well, hopefully that'd be nice. Yeah, 2,000 is quite a lot, but anyway. Kiesel was founded in 1946 and changed the name to Carvin when they went direct in 1950. Well, look at that.
There you go.
Nice. Single coils for Phil. Laugh my arse off. No super distortion. Again, that's another thing. So he uses super distortions.
Yeah.
I think he's got his own one now, hasn't he? But he used to, he used like really high output pickups. What's going on there? Anyway,
Don't know.
Maybe it's one song or something. Maybe he needed like a Strat and he just went, what's my local guitar shop got? He used a Strat in stereo. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dave McQuillan says, definitely a lot of knobs on the internet, but I must say, over the years, I've supplied picks to thousands of guitarists and haven't had a bad experience with any of them. A few weird ones, yeah. There's always weird. Yeah, guitar players weird. We're all weird. Ah, Mr. McQuillan.
Thank you, sir.
Coffee time. Cheers, mate. That's really nice of you. Superjet, nice. Def Leppard and other rockers using affordable guitars is newsworthy because some are snobs. My pedal board was called affordable because the most expensive pedal was the MXR Reverb, costs around 250 euros. Yeah. It's gone crazy. Isn't it? Here we go. Fender purchased Jackson in 2002. So that's what it is. But it's still funny why I play something weird's going on. Something's going to happen in the next couple of months.
There's a signature model coming, isn't there?
Yeah, there's something going on. More frets, thinner body.
Yeah, that's the super strap argument. Yeah.
Iscaro Puss says, if you had $5,000 and could get any guitar on the planet, what would you go for? That's a really good question.
A Tobacco Burst 335.
I would get a. So is it like if you didn't have a guitar, if you didn't have any guitars?
I'm reading that as what you buy right now. Tobacco Burst 335.
Okay, I'd buy a Fender Custom Shop 50s Strat. Actually, no, what I'd go and get a second-hand Masterbuilt.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
All right. So you've got $5,000 and you had to have one guitar.
Yeah.
Forevermore.
One guitar forevermore. Just one guitar, $5,000. I would go and buy a telly, custom shop telly, any day of the week. If all my guitars got stolen, touch wood they don't. And actually, my first guitar that I'd go and buy would be a telly.
I think I'd be a Strat, to be honest, for similar reasons. Just because it's the ultimate workhorse.
Yeah.
Someone would say, "Oh, you haven't got a Les Paul?" No, I play a Strat. Okay.
Yeah. Chemical P, Jack Pearson, famous Nashville session guitarist, only uses Squire guitars. Yes, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Good for him. That's what.
We had a guy who only used Squires live in the band for a while because he said, if it's at a pub and it gets twanged, I don't care.
Yeah.
If it's on a gig and it gets the neck snapped off, yeah, I'm annoyed, I'm frustrated, but it's not a disaster.
Yeah.
If I've got a £6,000 Strat on the gig, a real Strat, then I'm slightly more upset.
Yeah.
Dave Bruce, have either of you played the Floyd Rose non-locking trem? No.
Hold on.
Non-locking. What's the difference?
So it's not locking, so it doesn't lock up at the top nut.
Oh, at the top end. Oh no, I've only ever played a Floyd with the locker. Yeah.
I tend to avoid Floyds if I can, because I just think that's such a pain in the backside.
Hassle most of the time, I find.
I'm
not a. I don't
exactly. If you did
I
all
know.
that sort of stuff. Did you see that Herman Lee? You know Herman Lee from what's that? God, what are they called? You know who Herman Lee is anyway, don't you?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you see him breaking his custom PRS special one-off PRS that PRS are basically it looks like he's got some endorsement with PRS instead of, I think it used to be with Ibanez.
Right.
And it looks like PRS are designing him a guitar on the other one, and he was at some sort of, gig. I don't understand what the music is he does. It's weird, isn't it? It's like weird sort of.
Yeah.
It's like 80s superhero cartoon metal is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like that. Anyway,
Dragon Force.
Dragon, that's it. And he lifts it up by the Floyd Rose, and he bangs it on his knee, and the neck goes.
Yeah. Yes, and PRS went, oops.
Well, I think PRS probably quite like the attention, but
yes, here we go.
Jeff Rock, these crazy colored design guitars, vintage designs. In fact, more vintage than a 60s Strat. It would have been in the 90s, like skateboards and clunkers, mountain bikes. I remember them first time around. Yeah. Yep. Hi, William, neighbor from Gothenburg, just 30 km south. Nice. Helix floor or quad cortex for live use for cable method. Quad cortex.
Yeah, quad cortex. A friend of mine actually reached out and said, "Do you know anyone at Neural?" And I went, "No," because my links to Neural were burnt a little while ago. So
yeah, I'd go for quad cortex.
Yeah.
Shepherd have a 96 USA standard telly. I love it. Was wondering if I would really see the difference with a custom shop or any other builder such as LSL. Be careful with LSL. I would say they're brilliant guitars, but make sure you try it before you buy. They have a tendency of not using string trees, and the break angle is just nowhere near enough. And on, it's almost like every other guitar, or 1 in 3 guitars, is like, that needs fixing. It's quite an easy fix. Put a string tree in it, but you shouldn't have to do that. Pickups in the LSLs are extremely low output, like to the point of, I mean, I like low output pickups. LSLs are very low output. Custom shop, yes, I think you'd feel the difference between a custom shop and a 96 USA standard. You'll definitely feel the difference in the weight. The standards, the 90 standard Strats and Tellys tended to be quite weighty. And when I say weighty, anything from sort of 8.5 pounds upwards.
Mm-hmm.
You rarely felt a light one. You might have a light one. I'm not saying, maybe we just sent them over to the UK, the heavy ones. Yeah. But yes, I personally think you'd tell the difference.
Cool.
Max says S5470 in red and S5470 in blue. Briefest from 2011, blue 2010. There you go.
I love Ibanez's naming conventions. So easy to remember.
Yeah. Next too thin. That's all I can say. Lefty Mike spotted a 2020 Les Paul standard 50s on Reverb today for 1,500. Hold on. 2020 Les Paul standard 50s. Seems as if used prices are coming down. Oh, nice. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were crazy. I missed the rock. For the pork scratching fund or whatever. Porky scratching. Cheers, Jeff. That's very kind of you. Superjet 113. Have you guys ever tried an 80s Marshall 3210 lead 100 MOSFET solid state head?
Yeah.
I must have done.
Yes, I definitely have. I wouldn't go as far as say my favorite Marshall, but I think they called it. Didn't they call it the lead? Wasn't it just called the lead head? Yeah. I remember the teacher at school had one, and we used to play through that because we didn't have any amps that were big enough and powerful enough to do a whole gig, and it sounded great.
Yeah,
but I was significantly younger than what I is now.
It will be funny if those sort of 80s and 90s, more 80s sort of solid state amps start to really come back, and start to become sought after.
Yeah,
like some of the like classic things like 80s Aria Pros are ridiculous. What's going on there?
Yeah.
Anyway, Paul, did you ever? Mendel says, Did you ever try running 2 amps into the 2-note studio? Just one mic per amp that way, but you can also run them dry into the PC in phase and add the cabs. Hold on a sec. Did you ever try running 2 amps?
I don't think you can.
You can't run 2 amps into the 2 notes. It's only one into the studio. It only takes one amp, unless we're not understanding the question. Unless it's just one mic, as in 2 speakers, 1 amp going into the 2 notes, and then 2 speakers, so one either side. Yes, if that's what you mean, yes, that's exactly how I use it. I have a 1x12 on one side, and I have a 4x12 on the other side. Last week, I pulled it out, we turned it on, and I said what they were. I can't remember what they were now off the top of my head. But if that's what you mean, yes. Is Chris Iscar Plus says, is Chris Buck the best guitarist on the planet right now as far as his touch and feel goes? Pretty much. He's incredible, isn't he?
I didn't like him with REM.
That was his dad.
Right.
Yes, I think he's incredible, and he's pretty much. I mean, he's got so much feel, note choice. Yes, I think he's incredible. Jeff Rock says Orient Express luggage case pedal board. Nice. Yes, it is that, isn't it? Yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Yes, Sir Dave D. Hold on, let's check out Dave's guitar. Nice. Look at Dave's pup as well.
Hey.
Oh, nice. Spencer Carter, what is the most underrated sub £500 piece of gear either of you have used in the last year? That's a good question.
Sub £500.
I love the way we're looking around going, what?
Because I'd still have it.
I mean, sub £500. I think bang for buck, and we keep saying this, is the Katana, sub £500. The Bosch GX 100, I think, is $499. I think in the last year. Looking around,
I'd have to say, have to say,
I know one. Oh, that's a cracker, that thing.
I would have to say, as sub, that's only just over £100. Okay, it was auction, and it's a great guitar. It's a brilliant guitar.
I would love that guitar.
It's bonkers that I like it as much as I do.
Yeah. Built like a Chinese toilet seat, but sounds good.
When you tune it slightly.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't buy them for the build quality, do you? Let's face it.
Oh, look at that. That's a nice gap they got there. It is really, that guitar sounds incredible, I think.
It's bonkers how good it sounds. So this guitar is so untouched. They've still got the plastic coating on the guard. Yeah, the plastic coating. If you look, I can still see. Can I get it?
Yeah. That.
That's it. Still there.
Yeah, that's a cracker guitar. That is. The Universal Audio Golden Reverberator is sub £500.
Yeah.
And that's really good.
Yeah, I've got. Actually, that Marshall is sub 500. Was it? Oh, was it? Because no.
They're much more than that.
I mean, there's mics and things that I've used and tried, but I mean, I'd say that guitar for £100 is the best money I've spent in ages.
That's a smasher, that one. Not a fan of Chris Buck in the slightest, says Joe. Interesting. I wonder why. I wonder what the reason is for that. Because I mean, everyone's different. It's great, isn't it? That's what, that's why we're just talking about at the drive-in, and me going, I don't get it, or Red Hot Chili Peppers, I don't get it, and they're one of the biggest bands in the world, and that's what. Yeah. If we all like the same thing, it would be boring, wouldn't it?
would be very boring, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Frankie says, glad to see you chaps still doing these. I'm bummed I missed NAMM in Anaheim this year. Yeah, us too, mate.
Yeah, I've heard it was good, but it wasn't a NAMM show.
Yeah, hopefully next year. Yeah, I'm well up for it.
Yes.
Well up for next. Joe Marshall says, Paul, prove there's no such thing as the one when it comes to amps. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that match list is definitely my favorite. That match list there. It's funny.
Yeah.
Like I'm pointing at the like where my eyesight is. I'm pointing at the cabinet at my metal cabinet. But
Yes.
yes, the match list is definitely my favorite amp.
Cool.
I have the one. It's all packaged nice into a Helix. Again, the more. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to keep harping on about the Axe effects, but the more I use it, the more I love it.
Are you going to gig with it?
Yeah, I'll gig with that. Definitely. I think that's going to be I think that's it. Just drag that around.
Very cool.
Because it's going to be, the majority of gigs are silent, are more or less a silent stage.
Yeah.
I did a gig. Do you know what? I did a gig recently, and I took along my my matchless before I sold it. The matchless Lightning 15, little 15 watt. The drummer was complaining about how loud it was. Promise.
Yeah.
Superjet 113. Yeah, you guys deserve more subs too. Your channel is awesome for guitar geeks. And then there's Paul's playing. Oh, thank you, mate. That's very kind.
We would agree. Well, about the first bit anyway.
Absolutely. Bruce is in the house. It's not about the time or effort. It's about the love that you give us viewers. But there we go. Thanks, Bruce.
As long as you're feeling it.
I love doing it. Yeah. I mean, if it got to the stage where I don't know at what point I wouldn't do it. Yeah, if no one liked it, then I wouldn't do it, I guess.
I think if you're getting more thumbs down and negative comments than positive ones, then that's the time, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Then the time that you realise the internet has changed.
Yes. Pet says, I bought a Fender Player Plus active precision bass for the studio, made in Mexico for just shy of $1,000. I couldn't justify silly money for a bass just for home recording.
Amen.
Here we go. And that's great. That's a great bass. You'll have a lovely time with that.
My Jazz is a Fender made in Mexico. It's awesome.
Is it? Yeah. I need to get rid of my 5-string because I don't need a 5-string. I just need a 4. Joe Marshall says, good stuff, lads. I watch pretty much video. I'm guessing means every video. Glad you enjoy making content for us lot to consume. Cheers, Joe.
You're all very welcome.
It is funny though. It is funny how you get like, I mean, I'm not, it isn't like the amount of subscribers that some people have got. Like Rick Beato's got like 2.5 million subscribers, whatever he's got. And what is it? It's 41,500 subscribers. And it's a very small amount that watch videos. That you think, why subscribe if, I mean, I don't want to lose any subscribers, but why subscribe if you're not going to watch the videos? Maybe it's a new Phil Metal Squire with humbuckers. Something's going on. Yeah, something's going on there. Yes, I would agree. A red 335. Nice. I'd get a red one too.
Nah, Tobacco Burst. And I've shown you the video why.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Max says, for context, over 9 million views for my Larkin Poe tracks.
Not sure what that means.
Well, Larkin Poe's a band. He's done tracks. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Interesting. Let us know, Max. Frankie, Sir Alt T, one of the limited editions from Humbucker Music. They look choice. Yeah, it's nice that. There it is again. Nice. It's a really nice colour, that Alt T. We appreciate the time and effort you guys put in. That's for sure. It's entertainment. It's community, interactive, and educational. What more could one want? Thanks, mate. Building an audience on YouTube isn't easy. You have loads of followers who care. You've achieved a lot. Cheers. Thanks, Andy. No. Frankie, hard to be a good sir in that situation. It's true. Those Alt T's are great. Dave Bryce says, cheers, mates. Thanks for your time. Cheers, David. Thanks for coming.
Always welcome.
Yeah, says lead 100 on the front in big letters.
Yes, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, great
Yeah.
amp.
Mendel Rocks, you need another load box and you need another load box and take the line out into the 2-note studio. I see what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. So yes, so you're saying going into the line in. To go line in the 2-note studio and run it that way. No, I've never done that. That's a good. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, that's a really good idea, actually.
I sense a video coming on.
Mendel Rocks, going to watch back and see which 2 cabs you use. Yeah. Last week's about halfway through, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Icaral says, yes, Chris Buck's playing isn't as flashy as Guthrie's or the new metal kids like Tim Henson, but I take his playing style over anyone else. It's so musical. I completely agree. I think he's incredibly musical.
I'm surprised as well that Tim Henson made the move from tennis. Maybe that's why they call me the irritating one.
Could be, you think? Philip Hoy says, I both have a Bosch GT 1000 core and 2 notes cab M. Oh, interesting. Used just for cabinet models. Interesting. Interesting that you've got that and you use a 2 notes cab M with that. That's really interesting. I wonder why. Should I place 2 notes before or after time-based effects? E.g. in a loop before delay reverb or after GTK core? After.
Definitely.
I don't know why you'd want to use it though. Because hold on, the Cab M Plus, is that mono? Let me just double check. 2 notes. Keep them a little toot. Yes. So the Cab M is the mono. It's the mono one, I'm sure. Anyway, later. Yes. Yeah, that's really interesting. I'd like to know why. Oh, sorry.
Right.
I'd like to know why you use the Cab M with a GT1000 core when the GT1000 core's got stereo
effect, cab emulations and stuff.
IRs, and you can load in. You can actually load in your own IRs. So why would you want the 2 notes one? Interesting. Yeah, let us know because that's. But anyway, if you do want to use it, you'd want to go
after everything.
After outputs, the outputs of the core into the cab, the line outputs out the GT1000 core into the cab.
We're going to get to his answer in a minute, and it will. I think.
Superjet 113. I always leave that stuff on as long as possible. Ha ha. Oh, the plastic film.
Yeah.
God, that's the first thing that goes. Even when I got sent the the Strandberg for a review, I just had to take it off. I couldn't. It's not my guitar. It's going back. So I have to take it off because I just think it looks horrible on a video. Top Row Telly question: do either of you have a favorite stomp box for fuzz tone? I'm looking for a clean amp fuzz pedal. Any recommendations? Yes, I do. I really like while James is looking, I really like articulate fuzzes. And the most articulate fuzz I think you can get is like a Rat, like a Proco Rat style pedal. And Jam Pedals makes the Rattler. I did a video on it recently, and that to me is my favorite fuzz. It's a fuzz distortion, but it is a fuzz. It's a fuzz circuit. That's my favorite. James, your fuzz face is pretty cool.
I think it's the fuzz face, yeah, because it is that Hendrix tone, isn't it? Hendrix, which is then becomes the Eric Johnson tone, and in a certain way, you get that kind of lovely violin tone that Eric Johnson can get.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
Yeah. Jeff Rock, I think it was a smashing move. What are we talking about here? What was that?
Destroy the guitars.
Very good.
There
Boy said I had it before the GTK course, so maybe it's just surplus. Oh, mate, get it off the board. You don't need that. You do not need that on the board. Not with the
Definitely
GTK. No, not with the core. And why would you have it before?
Who knows?
God, that would be so. That's basically you running speaker emulation into an input.
Yeah.
Into an input. No, you definitely don't want to do that. You'd be messing your tone right up. Pet Moxie, the new pick of the amp is much softer touch than my pretentious angry selfie. I quite like the angry selfie, but I do like those amps.
Yes.
That bad cat looks lovely, doesn't it?
Very yummy.
Haha, that's funny. Andy Chettelber, crazy tube circuits. Constellation has them all. There we go.
Nice.
Good tip. Peps, when I got my Katana, I found you guys, and from that point on, I've learned everything about that amp. Plus, I found one of the best guitar-related YouTube channels, and that's the one I recommend every time. Cheers, Peps. Thanks.
This one I like.
Oh, that's a good one. Joe Marshall says Jamie Oliver or Gordon Ramsay. Go on.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Gordon Ramsay.
Jamie Oliver every time. Gordon Ramsay, what a pretentious twonk. Jamie Oliver.
Ramsay.
I like why his tongue's too big for his mouth. Jamie Oliver Jamie Oliver all day long. No, the Tim Henman Henson joke. Oh yeah, shocking.
Rex is in the house.
There he is. Gordon Ramsay every time. No, Gordon Ramsay, no. He's just just no.
No,
I'm not saying his food isn't great, but I like Jamie Oliver. Pet Moxie, great shows always, lads. Sound advice given and more money come out of the bank as a result. Yeah, that's what we like. We just like people spending money. See, me and James, we're going to sort out the economy, aren't we?
We're
going to sort out the British economy by getting people to spend more money
on gear.
Top Low Kelly, thanks guys. I like the idea of turning a fuzz down on the guitar volume to clean it up. Yes, I think the fuzz face is really good at that, isn't it? Thomas Nonsense, I found you when researching the Marshall Studio amps earlier this year. Now I'm hooked. Nice one. Cheers, Thomas.
I'll take that. At that point, we've come to the end of the questions and come to the end of the show.
Nice.
Thank everyone for joining us as ever. It wouldn't be the same without you, and quite frankly, me and Paul rattling on our own is not much fun. So thank you for all your input, all your comments, suggestions, pictures, all that sort of stuff. I will be away for 2 weeks now because I'm off on my hollybobs, which I'm looking forward to very much. And I will bore you with pictures of the Isle of Wight when I get back. But for now, I'm sure Paul will find an adequate co-host for next week.
This is going to be tough because I don't know whether to do it. I mean, if Larry or Greg, as Greg or Larry as he's known on for some reason, I don't know why is that.
I don't know.
You have to tell it. He can tell us next week if he comes on.
Ego.
Yeah. Hopefully Larry will come on. If not, who else can we get on as a co-host? Because I don't think I'd be good at it on my own.
I've done it on my own several times.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, no, and you've done a good job. I'll do it on my own if I have to. I'll do it on my own. But like the whole banter thing is funny.
Yeah.
I'm not going to banter against myself. Maybe I'll just get my son Harrison in. I get Harrison.
It's different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely different. Yeah, it's definitely different.
Yes, so I'll see you all in a couple of 3 weeks. Have a great one. Enjoy the sunshine wherever you are. Take care, stay safe and all that sort of stuff. And we'll see you again very, very soon. Night.
Cheers, guys.